So yesterday I got home. I left it. So I went to bed. I don't know. We went to bed pretty early because when we went out, as we drove to get to Lincoln City, and then it wasn't time to check in until 3. So we had to just, leave all our stuff in the car, which for some reason my remote's not working and I can't lock my car. I don't know what's going on. I even went to try and change the battery, but that's not it. So, and it's crazy because I was doing something in my car and it's like it suddenly stopped. I don't know what the fuck. This electronic shit is bullshit. Anyways, so I when we got there, we went to go look for something to do and get something to eat and stuff. And so that took a while, and we went and walked around on the beach. I took video of that. And as well, those little birds, those were so cute. I had a second video of them too, but then when I got home and I was putting them together, then I saw I must have not been talking. I must not have been videotaping when I thought I was, and then I was videotaping when I didn't think I was, because then it's just my phone moving around. And so, anyways, it was cute. Those little birds, I watched them for a bit. And oh, they're so cute. They run down to the water and they'd all follow each other. It's just like us. We think we're not a part of the animal kingdom. We think that we're like, oh, we're civilized creatures, We get dressed. We got to work. We're slaves. Yeah, slaves to the corporate world. It's like, all that stuff means so much more, when you start really getting it. The industrial complex, the corporate world, One thing too, I heard David Rodriguez yesterday. I watched him. He said something. It was something. I don't remember. I missed a lot of things while I was gone, but the title caught my eye. But anyway, so I was listening to him, and he must be getting a lot of shit for cussing, because he's constantly like, "Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do better" and stuff like that. And if anybody is watching this and they think, fuck, Kelly cusses a lot, I can't handle her. Okay, that's fine. I cuss a lot. You don't need to point it out to me. You don't need to tell me. You don't, whatever you personally think of cussing, that's up to you. I personally see it as a manipulation of our language, and, cuss words, they have an emotional release when you say them, they release something. And so, before our language was manipulated and stuff, and, if you were doing something and it sucked and your words were, ooh, 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 would you not say that? You go, oh, don't say the, oh, every time you, oh, it just offends me. No, that's just some ridiculous bullshit. It's like, oh my God, adults that are offended by cuss words, really? What is the, who is it we're trying to, ooh, we better be careful. Someone's going to be offended by the cuss words. I mean, like, you think God is offended by a human language? You think God's offended when we say, God damn it? It's just fucking bullshit. God knows what's in your intent. God knows what's in your heart. And the reason he does is because God's in you. It's magic. So if God's in you, he knows exactly. Still snoring, thank God. Oh my God. She is not a good traveler at all. And I keep trying to push her, like, oh, she is such an anxiety. I had no idea how much anxiety she has. And what I really noticed, like, if you have a dog and it's just constantly like barking out, I think this is what little dogs do when they're constantly, it's because they're scared little bitches. They're scared of everything. And that's what Stella does. We can be sitting there chilling and, something can scare her, a noise over there, someone walking up and she didn't notice. Oh my gosh. And it's, she's like, ah. I think she's kind of like, when you're a kid and if you had siblings or cousins or whatever, and you're walking down the hall and all of a sudden one of them jumps out of the thing, boo, and you're like, oh my God, fucking stop scaring me, stupid ass. And that's basically what Stella does. And, you know, even kids cuss. I mean, come on, people. Quit being offended over cuss words. Well, I mean, Jesus Christ. The stuff that people get offended by, it's like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. This morning I was in there, I was making my bed and I was thinking about, you know, my trip and stuff. And everybody's been asking me, so did you have a good trip? Was it fun? And stuff like that. And, you know, for one thing, you know, I talked about it before, the expectation. Don't put expectation on your trip. You know, be open to what it brings you, because you're going for experience. So before you go, if you're like, oh, and this has got to happen. This is what happens with women with their weddings. They think it's all got to go this certain way in order to have this great experience. They've already laid it out. This was what will give me a great experience. And if anything goes off, fuck, everything's ruined. I've seen it happen in weddings and New Year's Eve parties and vacations, just everything that anybody sets expectation, like it has to be this way or it's ruined. It'll be ruined. So, you know, my trip, I really tried to not do that. I really tried to just be like, okay, I'm going to, you know, I've got to challenge myself. I've got to get out there and, you know, something's hard. Well, I'm not going to just sit in my house and be scared and not try it. People want to say, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. And you've got this wrong and you've got that wrong and stuff like that. And when I was driving, you know, and, you know, was having to do the traffic, it was really had me nervous. I mean, that's the whole thing is that evening when I got back to the hotel in the afternoon. And we had gone for the walk, we'd eaten and stuff. And it is, you know, we had to get everything in the room. And then, Stella does not like to get in the car at all. I think she broke my finger yesterday when I was putting stuff in and she yanked and she took off. She keeps doing that. Like she's way too scared to get in the car. And anyway, so I went to bed pretty early, I'm pretty sure. And then I woke up at midnight. And so right away, you know, I feel like my guides and stuff are talking to me about you know, when would be the best thing, you know, because if I go at night, I can't see shit and the lights would be coming. And then being out in the middle of nowhere in the rural roads when I don't know where the hell I am, I don't know how isolated and stuff. And then the part of, you know, but then I can get stuck in the traffic and be in the car for like, 8 or something. I can be stuck in the car for a couple hours extra if I wait and go at you know, at dawn or whatever. Because once I go, the whole thing is I was to the part where in order to get home, I had to go through Portland, Vancouver, Tacoma, Olympia, Seattle. So it's just like city after city of traffic. So I was like, fuck, I'm just going to get up and go. I mean, I'm definitely feel awake. So I just got up and drank some tea and took a shower and got ready. And, you know, we left in the middle of the night and we drove and it wasn't that bad. And, you know, so there was a lot of stuff I had to do that was a challenge for me. You know, driving through traffic, huge challenge. And when I was going, you know, and I'll sit there and I'll, you know, I see energies coming at you. So, you know, giving you doubt and stuff or your ego or whatever. And so when it's doing that, I was like, you know, half of these people out here on this road probably aren't paying one bit of attention to driving. They're totally on autopilot. They do it every fucking day. They don't pay any attention to what they're doing. They're on their phones. They know the route. They know how long it's going to take, you know. And here I am that is just like a nervous wreck. And I'm like hyper focused. Okay, where's that car? Where's that car? Okay, so where's it? You know, like really trying to be present and pay close attention to everything going on. And I was like, you know, who would you rather drive next to? So I just had to put it in perspective because, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who shouldn't be on the road, and they're on the road. And, they tell me I shouldn't be, but so I'm going to stay close and pay close attention and stay really present. And that's what I keep trying to explain to my mom, too, about the, because she's getting older. She's getting closer to 80 now. So I think, didn't I say she was 76 or something? And she's starting to notice, like, she's, starts cooking, and then she goes outside and forgets that she started cooking, or turn on the water and forgot. And then she finds the water 8 hours later. So, I've been trying to tell her, like, when you have these deficits, you just have to, I mean, this is what you learn. That's why I say, like, my brain damage for 10 years in is completely different than my friend who's 2 years in. She's just learning, like, I have deficits. Fuck, this is horrible. And then you have to learn how to adapt, and you have to come up with new ways to, new ways to do everything. So, this morning when I was making my bed and I was thinking about all that stuff, and I was just like, you know what, I would so much rather, to me it seems so much better to be living than to just be scared that I'm going to die all the time. You know what I mean? There's just so many people that are so focused and scared of dying that they have forgotten how to live. They're not even out there living. Even when I was out there traveling, and it was great, there was some travelers out. There was some RVs and stuff, and the hotels, like on the weekend, they were full. I saw lots of no vacancies, and so there's people out there traveling. There was people on the roads and stuff like that. Nothing like normal, but then everywhere you go, it's less capacity. Like, I just ordered my food and take it in my thing. I want if you're traveling with a pet anyways, I stayed at all those hotels that are on the list of dog hotels. You're not allowed to leave your dog, so it's not like I could, hey, Stella's just, chill in here for a few hours. I'm going to go out and go to some restaurants and check out. So, it's a different kind of traveling, and it's kind of like taking her, just like the little motor inns. They're super cool for this kind of travel. You can just go place to place. As long as if you're traveling alone or just as a couple without a dog, even with a dog, a lot of them will take it. Tons that don't even have to be on that list. But some of them, there's no vacancy. So, and then you can't really tell. It'd be easier if you could pull into town and see, because they all are all different and unique. And they all did have setbacks. That's for sure. Every one of them had some kind of setback. But, it's cheap and you go. But if I'm going to go to a place like on vacation that I'm going to stay, then, yeah, I want a fancy place. One that's nice and comfortable. If it's going to be your place for, I don't know, a week, it'd be nice to be able to have it be for a month. That would be, to me, like the ideal thing, is if you had a bunch of houses and you can just go stay here for a while and do that stuff, and then go stay there for a while, do that stuff, especially seasonal. I just think, man, that's the way to go. Just be in different places at different times, and it kind of just breaks everything up, and it gives you stuff to do. But anyway, so those little motor inns they're really cute. Oh my gosh, you just pull up. They're just so old-fashioned. And I was telling my mom, and she was like, that's how we used to all travel. And when I was in one of them with Stella, I think it was their first night, and I was telling her, because she's just on guard. Like, she doesn't even get it. Like, oh my God, there's a sound outside. What do I do? Oh my gosh, there's a sound next door. What do I do? What's going on? And so I kept saying, you don't have to guard anything here. This is vacation. You just kick back. We have this one little room right here. We're just borrowing this little room. We're renting it from them for the night so we can sleep here. And then we're going to keep going. And I kept trying to explain this to her. which people think I'm crazy, but she catches on, I'm telling you. But it just made me think about, that before how people used to travel, even back in the day, it was like if you pulled up to a farm out in the middle of nowhere, it was like, okay, we'll make room in the barn or whatever. We'll make room for you. And that's always just been a thing for human beings, to help each other out along our travels. And another thing that really made me think a lot about, which I think a lot about all the time, I don't know how much other people think about it, but I feel like I think about it a lot. The wagon train people, especially when you're out driving across some of this terrain and, like the day with the torrential downpour, like what the fuck if I would have been in a wagon train? It's just like, okay, we'll just sit in here for however long. And your horse is still out there, right? Because, I don't know, some of them probably use donkeys and stuff, but I think it was mostly horses pulling those wagon trains. You had no shelter. You're just out in the weather and the wind. Oh my gosh. And over there is so windy. Oh my gosh, so windy. But when you're going around like these twisty turns and stuff, I was just like, I wonder how long it really took. When you got your wagon train loaded up and you took off, even if you just, you weren't dealing with all, fighting Indians or whatever the whole way, and the weather was pretty decent, I wonder, they take months, they take years, like how fast could they really go? A mile a day or something? Like, ugh. No roads. I mean, keep that in mind, there is no roads. They're just going across the terrain. And I just think, not everybody can do that nowadays. There's a lot of people who I don't think could do it. I think I could do it. I think I could take off in a wagon train with a group of people and make it across. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? It'd be kind of fun to see if you could do it. But there's so much stuff in the way now. So much city stuff. But I bet you it took a really long time. But you have to be so resilient. You have to be such a survivor, to get through that. They were dealing with illness, like dysentery, and so much stuff with food and bacteria. And they didn't even know about bacteria back then. So, they just leave food sitting out and then eat it and be all, whoa. And then they get sick and couldn't fight it because they're weak. They have no nutrition. People didn't even live that long back then. It's weird. And then I was watching this movie yesterday when I got home. And it was after I'd been thinking about the wagon train people while I was driving. And so it was this first serial killer or something in America. And they were settlers. They were homesteaders. And back then, like when you were homesteading, which I think we're going back to homesteading, because it's like, oh no, where did the corporate world take over the earth and say we have to buy it back from them? We can buy this bit and all their bullshit. Like, Gates has been buying up all the farmland and stuff like that. And people just don't get how much they want to control our food. They just want the ultimate control over us. It's just disgusting. But anyways, so the serial killers, they're out in the Dust Bowl. I think they were kind of out in the Dust Bowl. Seems like they were like around Kansas or Nebraska or something. Oh, I can't remember now. I even looked it up afterwards because I wanted to see if these were real people. And they were called the Bloody Benders. And it was a family of these settlers. And as people would pass by, they would kill them. And then they would use them for fertilizer. And they would put them out there. So they had this orchard growing. And all of it was growing out of these people. It was really gross. But then when people got onto them, they took off and they were never seen again. So they just went out and they were probably just in another place killing other people. but they had killed a bunch of people. I don't know all the facts, but oh, another thing I looked up too was the tsunami, because I was like, oh my God, the tsunami warrant, hazard, tsunami hazard area, it's like, oh my God, I'm talking here. And then so I looked it up, when was the last tsunami in Portland? What is this like? Oh, we gotta be so scared. There could be a tsunami at any moment. And it said 1964 and 2011, which I don't remember anything about 2011. In 64, I would have been 3 years old. And so I don't know, but 4 people were killed in one of those tsunamis. 4. I was like, oh my God. And what do we think of when we think of a tsunami? We think about that one that happened where 100,000 people or something were washed, when they didn't have the warning and stuff. Well, I think the warning is probably enough. I mean, once the earthquake happens over there in Japan or whatever is gonna cause it, there is like, I think a couple hours. Once those sirens go off, what is the point of the signs? Other than to scare people. And the same thing with the landslide things. Why would we need, I don't. It is like in the Truman Show, I don't know. I don't remember if this was a picture. I remember him being in the travel agent thing, and it seems like it was a picture of a plane crashing or something, like fear everything. Fear everything. That's what they want. Just for us to be the most scary little bitches. So we're just like, oh, government, please save us. Controllers, please control me. I love you too. I've got nothing. It's like, oh my God, it's so disgusting. And one of the other things I've noticed, and I talked about this too the other day, but I am noticing more and more, is that people are waking up to their own little thing. So, you've got the politics, you got the illness, you got the bureaucracy, you got the hypocrisy, all of this stuff, coming at you with, celebrities, and it just depends on each individual, what they're focused on, what were they tied to. Ugh. She just sat her big old fat, but I don't think she's losing much weight now. She's hit a plateau. She sit her big old fat butt and scooted my whole table. I really get now why people get a whole little setup, because this thing is an ordeal to put together every time. Stack up this little TV table, then put a little book or something on top of it, put a little thing to lean your phone on, and then you got to get it lined up. And then, depending on which way you turn your phone, it's like, I don't know, it's an ordeal to try and get it set up. So it'd be a lot easier if you just had a thing where all you had to do was just like, oh, turn it on. Oh, it's perfect every time. There's so many other things I want to talk about. So many things that are just being flooded in my head. I've been journaling and journaling. But anyways, the biggest thing is that the people are waking up to their own kinds of stuff that is making them question their reality. It's not all going just in the way we want. They're not all, questioning, if there's aliens or whatever. Now there's so much stuff coming out. It's just so crazy. The stuff that's yesterday, maybe I already talked about this, because I came home and yesterday afternoon I was way too tired, so I didn't talk about this. But there was oh my God, my thing is just like wonky. All she has to do is barely put her big old, well, she's a lot of weight. And so I had some notification from next door. So I went on and read, I remember somebody was talking about all these false flag shootings. And on the main page, you're not allowed to talk about anything on the main page on Nextdoor. Jesus Christ, you gotta take it to a private location if you're going to talk about crazy bullshit. So anyways, this person did, and she's not somebody who I normally see get attacked. I don't know, maybe she is somebody, but so she had put that, and then the one lady, the shaman lady, she went on and she said, I think the first one was just talking about all of the shootings and something. I didn't read her thing. It was a long thing. It was the next lady who started saying about the false flags and stuff like that. So then Ted, oh, he just cannot stop himself. He's got this guy's got a lot he's about to face, man, and himself. And he's putting it all out there so we all get to see what kind of person he is. And so, and the shaman lady, she has blocked him, so she can't see what he says. And oh my God, he just went on this total rant against her and saying all this rude shit and how ridiculous. Take your stupid conspiracy theories of false flag bullshit and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Some of these people are so outspoken, are so fucking clueless about what the fuck is going on. I mean, absolutely clueless. And then they're just out there like, hey, everybody, listen to me, listen to me. You know, most of us who know what's going on, a lot of us have just pulled back. It's like, I'm going to argue with you people. I already know what's going on. You got to find your own way out of this matrix because I'm sitting out here watching it crumble. And these people who are just sitting there just like hollering out all their bullshit, they just are going to look so stupid. And this is so much about ego. As one thing I've noticed with so many of these people who are still brainwashed, they've got huge egos. They've got so much ego work. This is going to be such a humbling experience, you know, to have to look stupid to so many people. I mean, this on Nextdoor, you know, this is just this community, but it's a small rural community where a lot of these people all know each other. They've known each other a long time. They're fucking bitches to each other on there. They're just, oh my God. And, you know, like they've got no problem calling you, saying something personal about you on there. You know, it's not like Facebook where everybody's like, oh, hi, I'm perfect and I've got a perfect life. And look at my, you know, this and that, blah. And Instagram where it's just like, I don't know, photo doctoring, that whole thing. All of this stuff too is just, it's to get you to doubt yourself and not like yourself. The whole thing with all of the, what are those things called that you put over your face? Like these mask things that put over your face when you take a picture. So it, I don't know, gives you extra makeup or extra lines or cleans up your, you know, so your wrinkles don't show and shit. It's like, I think we're all going to kind of get back to just being humans. We're just all going to be like, I think that the people who are going to keep being super focused on being super fake and stuff, they're going to really start sticking out even more. Like, I think people are going to want to just go back to just being like regular old people, you know, human beings. Sometimes you look good, sometimes you don't look good, you know. One thing is that I noticed there's so many different people, and it's all in their personality. Like, if somebody just loves themselves, it doesn't matter if they're heinous looking. When they love themselves and they're just owning themselves, you can't help but find them attractive. And that's what people are going to start getting to. Don't get caught up in like, oh, my nose doesn't match my eyes, you know. I mean, that's what makes your face interesting. That's what makes it fun to look at. It is interesting to see how it all fits together and what it creates. But when you are shining out there and you're just being yourself and you're loving yourself, you can't stop the beauty from coming out. And that's what people have got to start seeing, you know, all of this stuff that they want to put over us, put all this stuff on you to change you because you need to be unhappy with you. Don't like yourself. That's the worst thing in the world. Oh my God, she's on the move. You know, and I just say, you know, Love yourself. Love yourself for all your weirdness. Love yourself for all your imperfections. Love yourself. And, you know, this is, all this stuff is going to be, you are getting the opportunity to see you. Everything that's about to happen is all your soul wanted this opportunity to see you so you can heal you. And you can't heal you if you can't ever see you, you know? So, you know, and there's people, I mean, it will be quite magnificent to see, you know, if Ted can humble himself. Can he humble himself? Can he grow from this? Because his soul wanted to, or he wouldn't be out there like that. He wouldn't be, you know, nothing's by accident. And, you know, it's all divine plan, everything. And, you know, even the most disturbing scenario you can think of, it's all by divine order. It's all for experience and learning. So, and, you know, that's what my trip was about. It was an experience, and it was learning, and it was, you know, just claiming my independence and claiming my sovereignty and my life, claiming that I'm going to live my life. So you get out there and you claim yours, and you love your life, and you love yourself. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.